Welcome back, YouTube. I know it's been a little bit. I did take a small hiatus, and that was just start cleaning the house and getting ready for the move. You can see the bookshelf behind me starting to empty out. So today I want to talk about different ways to be creative. In particular, how to stay creative, especially when you're running your own business or doing a hobby or even just running a YouTube channel. There are certain methods I use to keep myself creative and keep ideas flowing that I believe are applicable to almost every hobby and trade. The first is sketch. And this really is the biggest thing. Sketch everything. You don't get to things like this without having some preconceived idea of what you're going to do. You don't have to be good at sketching. In fact, it's better if you start out with terrible sketches. Just draw and sketch any and every idea that comes into your mind, whenever it comes into your mind. I have an advantage. My phone has the capability to take sketches. It's one of the note phones. However, I have books of sketches. Some of them were old school notebooks that I just didn't pay attention in the class, so I doodled all the time. Those doodles are valuable when you're creative, when you're a creative person, when you're trying to build things, when you're trying to look for inspiration. Save those doodles. You won't hear anyone else telling you this. Doodling is good for you. Save your doodles. Now, this is a prime example right here. You know, it's a stupid doodle. You know, there's another couple. Those are more detailed, but they're just little doodles. This is one of the contracts I ended up writing up. All doodles. I don't know if you can see the pink font or not. You know, the idea for a mannequin that I wanted to build. Doodles. You know, just simple doodles. Nothing hard, nothing complex. See here? I even just scrawl things out. Things that I think might look cool, cool sayings. Anything that you think of, scratch it down somewhere. Seriously. This doodle here, can you see that? I hope you can see that. This is going to be a pipe one day. This is going to be a cool pipe one day. But this is all just sketches, just pop, 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 pop. And I just had a pink pen at hand at the time. But, you know, in my mind, I can see this. It's going to be a maple stem, a maple head with like an articulated jaw. It's going to have a nice dark wood stand, maybe walnut or black walnut. Could be mahogany. The tip is going to be removable. But when you turn it upside down, you know, there's the bowl for the pipe. This is all going to be like maple, like a white maple. And there's your stem. It's unconventional looking. The spines are going to be all, you know, copper. That's a stupid doodle. That stupid doodle just gave me 30 seconds or 10 seconds to talk to you about it. And that doodle is going to become a project. That's going to be a cool project. Not only is it going to be a project, but it's going to be a video in its own right. Lists. Just any list you can come up with, scratch it down. That's an idea. That's a possible project. The next biggest thing that you need to do, and this is my second big tip, go to your local bookstore or thrift store or whatever and look for these books. These books are gold mines. Wayne Goddard, this guy right here, he was the one who started me on my path to making knives. $50 Knife Shop by Wayne Goddard. It was $18. It probably sold for like, it says 19 here, so. But I mean, tons of good information. Look, just building this grinder setup here, this belt grinder, that's a huge project in and of itself that you could do. Easy. And that project leads to more projects further down the line. And there's different variations here he even shows. And that's all in addition to the information he provides in text. You know, here's a bunch of different possible projects for you. You can make a dagger. I actually made a dagger like that for a great friend of mine, Homer. So that was a cool project to do. Just making the forge itself, the one brick forge, that's a project. That could be a whole YouTube video in and of itself, and I might even make one. Wood carving. I don't do a whole lot of wood carving, but this is something that does interest me. But it gives me ideas. This one even gives you patterns, depth cuts on how to make something similar to that. There are great amounts of information in sketches and doodles. And a great friend of mine, and he's an armor smith and a pewter smith, and he is crazy smart, Mac. One of my favorite quotes from him is, there is a lot of information in a picture, but it is not a passive process with retrieving it. You have to work for it. All those pictures, all your sketches, all your doodles, they have tons of information in them. At first glance, to the untrained eye, it looks stupid, pathetic, a time waster. It's not. Trust me. And my third big tip, and this is one that eludes me, but I try my best. Collate all your information, gather it all together, and try and file it away somehow. I use clipboards, and you can tell there's just a ton of stuff in here. Different stuff for the shop. Here's floor plans on ideas I was working on. Even here, this is just an idea here, just a simple thing. Old magazines that you're getting ready to throw away, woodworking magazines. Tear out pages that have something cool on them that could be a future project. Like this guy here. This is I don't remember what magazine this is from. It doesn't matter. This is like a stained glass window look for a wood ornament. I might do that for the Christmas challenge next year. And as to writing scrawled stuff down, I'm collecting all my poetry together, as well as writing more. I'm intending on writing 3 books. How to Get Started Being a Maker book, a fantasy novel, and a book of poetry. I used to write tons and tons of poetry, and that's not doing me any good sitting in a dusty notebook. That's one right there. That's gonna make me money. Before, it was collecting dust. All my poetry, written down, collected, all of it. There is value in your old notebooks from high school. If you ever sketched or doodled, find them. And I'm not saying, profane pictures, but even sometimes those, they have value. So guys, thanks for watching. This is one of those things that really does bug me, is people always ask me, how do you stay creative all the time? I'm not creative all the time. I'm creative some of the time. But when I do have that some of the time, I sketch it out. I write it down. I make notes for myself. And it just flows. Someday I'll have a week of just sketching ideas. Some days, or some weeks, maybe even a month, I'll be dry. But all those ideas in that week can easily sustain me for a month. And this is the biggest tip or trick to staying creative. It really is. No one's creative all the time, but everyone is creative some of the time. You just have to find out how to utilize that sometimes to expand yourself. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I know this isn't like a traditional project video, but it is related to all my project videos, and I don't think this belongs in the manliness stuff or the philosophy. So if you have any comments, let me know down in the actually, you know what? Here's a question for you. How do you keep yourself creative? Do you play video games and look at the cool backdrops or watch movies? Do you listen to music and use that to inspire you to either write your own music or to get you into a mood to write poetry or, work in the shop? Let me know in the comment section below. This is something I'm really interested in, guys. As always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you can spare $1 a month, please head over to my Patreon and support me, because I love doing this, guys. And I really would like to make this my full-time job if I could. If you can't, that's cool. Thanks for watching, guys, and thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time. I'll see you next week.